initials stand for the word pride, okay? And when we are doing learning online, we still need to have pride. We need to be polite to each other. We need to be respectful. We need to be responsible for ourselves. And of course, we need to do our best. And if we do all of those things, we will be excellent. So remember, if you have a question or you need to say something, you just raise your hand, and when I call your name, you can unmute your microphone, okay? So remember, we're sitting in our quiet learning spot. We've got our listening ears turned on, and we are ready to go. All of you guys look like you're ready to go this morning. So we're going to get started with calendar. So we need to add a few numbers to our calendar. We stopped on Friday. Friday was September the 4th. So if Friday was the 4th, what would Saturday be? Harley?
The 5th.
That's right. All right, and if Saturday was the 5th, what number would Sunday be? Zoe?
The 6th.
Yep. And then we weren't here yesterday on Monday. So what number would we put for Monday? Abigail?
7th.
The 7th. And if yesterday was the 7th, what number should we put for today? Ashley?
The 8th.
That's right. So today is September the 8th. Nice work this morning, guys. All right, and what day of the week is it today? Zoe?
Tuesday.
That's right. Today's Tuesday. So if today is Tuesday, what was yesterday? Carter?
Monday.
That's right. And if today is Tuesday, what will tomorrow be? Colin?
Wednesday.
Good job. Tomorrow will be Wednesday. All right. Has anybody taken a look outside this morning to see how the weather is today? Sarah, what's the weather like today?
It's hot and sunny.
Hot and sunny. It's hot and sunny here at school, too. Now, I have a question. What season are we in? Does anybody know what season we're in? Aubrey? Unmute your microphone, Aubrey.
Summer.
That's right. We're still in summer. But guess what? There is a new season that will be coming soon. Does anybody know what season's coming next? Robert?
It may look like it's
Summer.
That's right. It's summer now, but what season comes next?
Remember we talked last week about when we add ing,
Harley?
have to drop that
I'm
E.
trying to.
So by
Spring.
No, not spring. Zoe, do you know?
Fall.
That's right. Fall will be here in just a few days. So the leaves are going to start changing colors, and we're going to start seeing some pumpkins, and the weather will start getting a little cooler. So I'm excited about fall coming. That's one of my favorite seasons. All right. This morning, you are going to need to, well, hang on. Before you get your phonics book, I tell you what, we're going to go over our sounds first. So last week, we were working with our vowel sound. Do you remember what sound she makes? Harley?
Ah.
That's right. Annie Apple says ah. So we're going to be putting her with some different letters this week. What sound does Annie Apple make when she's with this letter? Zoe?
And.
Very good. Anne. Can you think of any words that rhyme with Anne? Zoe?
Tan.
Tan. Any others, Aubrey?
Pan.
Pan. Carter?
Pan.
Good job. All right, so what happens if I take that N away and I put an M with Annie Apple? What would these two letterlanders say? Carter?
Am.
That's right. Can you think of any words that rhyme with am? Harley?
Map.
No. Now, map does start with those two letters, but we're thinking of words that end with the am sound. Robert?
Map. Ah.
Complete the sentence with the
I.
word.
No. What about the word? Hang on. What about this word? Sarah?
Jim.
Jam. Does jam rhyme with our am sound? Yeah. All right, what about this word? Isaiah? Gotta unmute your microphone, buddy.
Ham.
Very good, ham. So we are going to be working with am sound this morning. So I want you to look in your binder or your packet, and you're going to find your am family book. All right, get out your am family book.
I don't know what is it, Miss Buster.
It should be with all your other schoolwork.
Thank you.
All right, while you're getting yours out, I'm going to get mine pulled up so that you can see on your screen in case you don't have your AM book. All right.
Which one, my first one or my second one?
It's the one that has AM on the front.
Okay. Then it's in my very back of my book. Ooh. Oh, yeah. M. Oh, no. Put this, leave this out and put this up.
All right. So remember to make sure your microphone's muted so everyone can hear. And today we're going to read our story, but we're going to be listening while we're reading. Ooh, that's blurry, isn't it? There we go. That's a little better. All right. So while we're reading today, we are going to be listening for words that have the am sound. Can someone remind us what letters are in the am sound? Harley?
AM.
All right. So while we're reading, if you hear a word with the am sound, I want you to snap your fingers. Okay? The title of our story this week is Hungry for Ham. Did anybody hear an am word? Colin heard it. Colin, what word did you hear? Did you hear an am? Ham, that's right. So we had a word in our title. So I'm going to underline the word ham because that is an am word. All right. So remember, if you hear an am word, snap those fingers. Here we go. Follow along as I'm reading. Boy, was I hungry. I asked the waitress for some ham. Uh-oh, Aubrey heard an am word. Aubrey, what did you hear?
Ham.
Ham, that's right. So I'm going to underline that am word. Then I had a yam and Harley heard an am word. Harley, what do you hear?
Mail.
Yam?
Yum.
Yam. Do you guys know what a yam is? A yam is like a sweet potato, so that's something that you eat. All right, so then I had a yam and a stack of toast with jam. Sarah, what did you hear?
Jam.
Very good. We've got lots of am words. Let's keep reading. We've got a little bit more. She watched me cram it all into my mouth. Partner, did you hear an am word? Somebody heard an am word in that sentence. Zoe?
Ma'am. Ma'am.
Ma'am? Oh, we're not to the end yet. Listen to the sentence. She watched me cram it all into my mouth. Cram. There you go. Good job. All right, last sentence. When I was finally full, I said thank you. What's that last word? Colin, do you know?
Ma'am.
That's right. Thank you, ma'am. All right, take a second and make sure that you got your am words underlined. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 am words in our story today.
I'll let you know when she's here.
All right, so tomorrow we'll read our story again and answer some of the questions. But right now, we have an am song for us to listen to help us remember the am sound in words. So remember, during our song, we keep our microphones muted, but we say the words together, okay? So make sure your microphone stays muted. Oop. And let me get our song pulled up.
Monster Math presents Addition Below 10. Okay, class, let's begin. What?
All right.
Let's learn lots of words in the AM family. When you learn them, they can help you write and read. Each one is different as they begin, but they all have AM at the end. Look and listen and say the word. Am, jam. Am, yam. Am, ham. Am, ram. Am, clam. Let's learn lots of words in the AM family. When you learn them, they can help you write and read. Full am, slam. Am, Sam. Am, cram. Am, tram. Am, bam. We learn lots of words in the AM family. When you learn them, they can help you write and read. Now you read the words and say them out loud.
Here we go. Jam. Yam. Ham. Ram. Clam. Slam. Sam. Cram. Tram. Bam.
We learn lots of words in the AM family. When you learn them, they can help you write and read. It's fun learning words in the AM family. Let's be friends.
All right. Who can tell me one am word from our song today?
Okay, now,
Robert?
what does it say now?
It's a
All right. Write each am word. You gotta write that word. Write that word. in here.
Damn, that's right. Does anyone else have a word from our song? Zoe?
White color.
jam.
Write it in each color. Okay.
Jam, that's right. Mila?
Jam. I will answer my question. Sam.
That's right. Good job, guys. All right, we are going to go ahead and get started with our story today. So we're going to be doing some more am and an words tomorrow. So if you didn't get a turn to say one today, don't worry. We're going to be practicing our words again tomorrow too, okay? All right, so I need your listening ears turned on and your eyes on the screen for our story today. Today, we are going to be reading a story about a little rat. And his name is Rodney. His name is Rodney Rat. And he is going to have some trouble at school. So I want you to be paying close attention to how Rodney is feeling in the story. What are some words that we could use to describe how we're feeling? Zoe?
Sad.
Okay, we could feel sad.
Mad.
Mad. Anybody else have a word? Aubrey? Unmute your microphone, Aubrey.
Angry.
Angry. That's a good one. Sarah?
Nervous.
Say it one more time. I can hear you.
You can be nervous.
Nervous. Oh, that's a good feeling word. All right. Well, we are going to start reading today. And I want you to be thinking about how Rodney is feeling, okay? So make sure your microphone's on mute before we get started. We've got a few people who need to mute their microphones. All right, thank you. And we are going to get started. All right. Hooray for Rodney Rat. And this is a picture of little Rodney. Poor Rodney Rat. His real name was Rodney Rat, but he couldn't pronounce his R's. And to make matters worse, he was a rodent. A rodent. Poor little Rodney. What's your name, Rodney? Asked the other rodents. Rodney Rat, whispered Rodney. What's another name for a bunny? They asked. Wabbit, he mumbled. And how does a train travel? They winked at each other. A train travels on train tracks, Rodney replied. Oh my, poor Rodney. How's Rodney feeling at the beginning of the story? Mila?
Sad. Sad.
Why is he sad?
Because.
Does anybody know why Rodney's sad? Zoe?
Because we need to solve that. Because he's nervous and all the other kids are asking him questions.
They're all asking him questions. He's nervous. And are they being very friendly to him? No, so poor Rodney is feeling pretty sad. Well, let's keep reading and see if it gets any better for Rodney Rat. All of this teasing, day in and day out, made Rodney the shyest rodent in his elementary school. His squeak could barely be heard in class. He gnawed lunch all alone. Look, Rodney's sitting over here all by himself. And while the other rodents scurried and scooted around at recess, Rodney hid inside his jacket. Poor Rodney. Then, one day, as the rodents were taking turns doing wheelies, a new rodent, a very large rodent, barged into the classroom and announced, "My name is Camilla Capybara. I'm bigger than any of you. I'm meaner than any of you. And I'm smarter than any of you," she added. So there. Oh my. Do you guys think Camilla would be a nice person to hang around? Does she seem very friendly? No. I'm seeing a lot of thumbs down. So Camilla doesn't seem very friendly. Let's see how this goes because Rodney's already getting picked on by the other kids. With that, she accidentally, but really on purpose, elbowed an ear, bumped two noses, stepped on three tails, and laid down on a desk. Oh my goodness. Fur prickled in fear through the classroom. She sure was bigger than any of them, and she sure looked meaner than any of them. But was she smarter than any of them? "What's 2 plus 2? Asked Miss Fuzzleworth. "4, shouted Camilla, without even bothering to raise her paw. Uh-oh, she's not following the rules, is she? And furthermore, 4 plus 4 is 8, and 8 plus 8 is 16, and 243 plus 125 is 368. Later, when Miss Fuzzleworth asked, "What's the capital of?" Camilla interrupted, "New York, Albany, population 295,594. And during science, in answer to the question, "What part of a plant is below the ground?" Camilla danced on her desk and sang, "Root, root, rooty, toot, toot." Yep, thought all the other rodents. She's smarter than we are too. They felt very, very uncomfortable. Look at all the rodents' faces. And then you see over here, little Rodney. How do you think he's feeling now? Anybody have an idea? Ashley?
Scared.
I think so too, Ashley. Ashley, why is he so scared? Click your microphone, Ashley, so we can hear you. There you go.
Scared.
Is there someone in his class making him scared? You remember her name, anyone? Carmela, why is Rodney so scared? Aubrey, help us out. Why is Rodney so scared?
Because Camilla keeps on shouting.
That's right. That new student, Camilla, keeps shouting, and she is not being very friendly. So poor Rodney is over here all by himself, so scared. Well, let's see if Rodney can make himself start feeling a little better. Every afternoon, just before the final recess, Miss Fuzzleworth drew a name out of her hat to see who would be the leader for their favorite game. Simon Says. I bet you guys like to play that game too. She scrunched her eyes closed and jiggled the hat. Would it be Hairy Hamster, Minifeet Mouse, maybe Grizzle Frizz, the guinea pigs? Would it be Big, Mean, Smart Camilla? Miss Bugleworth's paw reached in and pulled out the name of Rodney Rat. The bell rang and there was a wild scurry for the door. And Camilla was the first on the playground. She trampled the others in her path. Oh my goodness. She ran right all over them. To Rodney, she looked especially scary. What would she do? What would she do when she heard him speak? Breathe Capybara breath in his face? Or tie him up with his own tail? Or even pounce on him? Oh my, let's see what happens to poor Rodney. The tiny, trembling leader of the game stood before the eager players, his head well inside his jacket. He squeaked, Rodney says, weed the sign. While the other rodents read PS 142 Elementary School for Rodents, Camilla began pulling up weeds around the sign and flinging them hither and yon until she was clear up to her teeth in dirt. The other rodents began to smile. Uh-oh. Rodney says, wrap your paws around your head. He peeked a little peek out of his jacket and saw whap, whap, whappity whap. Camilla was whapping her paws around her head so hard she became dizzy and gave herself a headache and she had to sit down. The other rodents couldn't help but giggle. Uh-oh, do you guys remember? Rodney couldn't say his R's. So what did he mean when he said, whap your paws around your head? Robert just said it, I think. Zoe, what did he mean when he said that?
Wrap.
Yes, he meant for them to wrap their paws around their head, not to hit themselves with their paws. Oh boy, let's see what else Rodney has Camilla do. Rodney says play wing around the woozy. Camilla put her arms out like wings and made airplane noises. But where was the woozy? What was a woozy? Oh my goodness. She just doesn't understand, does she? By now, Rodney's voice was stronger and his head was entirely out of his jacket. Look at Rodney. He looks like he's having fun. Wake the leaves. Nobody moved. Rodney says, wake the leaves. While Harry, Many Feet, and Grizzlefish and the others busied themselves raking, Camilla grabbed one leaf. Wake up, she yelled. Oh, goodness. Poor Camilla. Is she confused? Yes, she is. Oh, goodness. Let's see what else Rodney has them do. She snatched another leaf. Come on, you. Up, up, up. And another. Rise and shine. And another. Boom. By now, all the other rodents were squealing with laughter. All but Camilla, who frowned. Dumb leaves. They won't even wake up. And why was everyone laughing at her? Such bullies. Do you think Camilla is feeling how the other rodents were feeling when she first came? Remember, she was being a bully to them at first. So now she's feeling what they were feeling. In a voice so strong he had to hold his own ears, Rodney called, Rodney says, go west. The rodents collapsed in a happy heap for a rest. Go west. But Camilla, feeling very smart that she could tell the directions by the sun, said, all right, I shall go west. And then she added, so there. West she stomped. Forever she was gone. And from that day on, the pupils of PS 142 Elementary School for Rodents never teased Rodney again. He was their hero. Hooray for Rodney Rat, they cried. So take a look at Rodney now. Is he still feeling sad? How's he feeling now? I see lots of thumbs up. Harley, how's Rodney feeling at the end of the story?
Happy.
He's happy. Why is he happy, Harley?
Because the classmates are being nice to him.
That's right. And they even called him their hero. Wow. All right. So now that we have finished our story about Rodney Rat and we've talked about how he was feeling, you need to find your worksheet for the day. It looks like this, and it says character feelings at the top. So take a minute to find your worksheet for the day. If you don't have it, it's okay. You can catch up with us later. All right, take a couple more seconds. I think we're almost ready. All right, so remember to always write your name at the top so that I will know whose work I'm looking at.
I don't have it.
Okay, you can follow along with us, Harley, and maybe you'll be able to find it later. All right, so before we get started, who can tell us who was our main character today in our story? Does anybody remember the character's name? Zoe?
No, you're back in notebook. Rodney. Rodney Rat.
That's right. His name was Rodney Rat. So let's write his name right here on the line. Rodney Rat.
I need to write my name. Are you doing it?
And remember, we write people's names with a capital letter at the beginning, so don't forget your capital letter.
Huh?
All right, so let's think back to the beginning of the story. Who can remind us how Rodney was feeling at the beginning of the story? Ashley? That's right, Ashley. Rodney was feeling sad. And does anyone remember? Well, first let's write our words. So we're talking about the beginning of the story and how he's feeling. So we're gonna write the word sad in our first box. All right, now who can tell us why was Rodney feeling so sad at the beginning? Aubrey? Unmute your microphone.
It's because of Camilla. She was yelling.
Well, remember at the beginning, Camilla wasn't there yet. So even before Camilla got there, why was Rodney so sad? Take a look at those pictures. What happened to Rodney that made him so sad, Zoe?
The other kids was bullying him.
Yes, the kids were bullying him. So under our why, we're going to write the kids were bullying him.
Sad.
All right, so take a second and get your sentence for the beginning. Rodney was feeling sad because the kids were bullying him. You guys are working so hard this morning. I'm so proud of you.
You just sit here and wait.
All right, so now let's think about the middle of the story. How was Rodney feeling in the middle? Aubrey told us just a second ago that Camilla came in the middle of the story. So how was Rodney feeling when Camilla came?
Good.
Aubrey, you want to tell us?
Good. Happy.
He was happy when Camilla came? You sure? No? How was he feeling when Camilla came?
Sad.
He was sad. And what's another word we could use? Remember, she was being so loud. Mila, can you help us out?
He was scared.
He was scared of that Camilla. So for the middle, I'm going to write he was feeling scared. And why was he feeling so scared? Harley?
Because Mila came.
Camilla came. And what was she doing to scare everybody? Go ahead, Harley.
She was being mean.
She was being mean and she was being loud. So for our why, we're going to say Camilla was being mean and loud. All right, take one more minute to get your sentence done. All right, guys. So I want you to do the end by yourself when we log off, okay? So you're going to write how Rodney was feeling at the end and why he felt that way. And I bet you all remember how Rodney was feeling at the end. Because he was the hero. All right? So, when we log off, you're going to finish your character feeling sheet. And then today is Tuesday, so you're going to get on iStation for a little while. Now, remember, when you're on iStation, you want to make sure that you're staying focused and listening to what the little characters are saying to you so that I will know what you can do with reading, okay? Does anyone have any questions before we log off this morning?